Do not do what we did. Yes, we made a mistake. But first, an introduction. My name is Alan, and this is RV Field Trip. Let me give you the backstory on how we got here. Rose and I, in 30 years, have never spoken about an RV. Not once. Never. We've always been boat people. We've had big boats. We've had big boats that you can trailer. We've had pontoons. The problem that we were having was weather. Whenever we really wanted to go out, the weather was just not cooperating. There'd be 3-foot waves, and that's just no fun. But we're like a lot of people here in Florida. One thing that is consistent with Rose and I is we love adventure, new experiences, meeting new people, and traveling. Then one day, out of the blue, we're sitting on the back porch, and Rose had mentioned RVs. Rose said maybe an RV would be fun. We could travel, we could meet new people, and there certainly are a lot of places you can have adventure. So that night I decided I was going to look on Craigslist. I found a few, so I decided to call them up and make some appointments for the following day. I also looked up at local RV dealers so we could stop by the following day and take a look at some. The next morning we left out bright and early and started traveling to our first appointment. On our way to our first appointment, we were passing by a used car lot, and we noticed that they had an RV on their lot. So we decided, hey, let's pull over, take a look at it. So we went in, took a look at it, and it was really pretty. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. I don't think this guy ever really used it. There was no marks, no scratches, nothing. It looked brand spanking new, and it had all the toys in it. But being that that was the first one we've seen, we decided to go on for the rest of the day and look at everything, because we really didn't have plans to buy that day at all. We never talked about purchasing one that day. We were just out looking. We went through a lot of the Craigslist ads. The problem that we had with that is a lot of the pictures look nice, but the RVs didn't. And the ones that did look nice, they were just asking a fortune for a used RV. We saw plenty of them in all different kinds of conditions. You had really clean, really good looking ones, and you had some that I don't know if anybody would ever purchase them. We also went to a couple dealers and looked at some used RVs. There was just nothing that we really liked. So we decided to go back to the first place that we went, the used car lot. Out of all the places, the used car lot. We went in there, looked at it again, but this time with a fine-tooth comb. Rose went on the interior, she was looking on the inside, the condition, she's looking for watermarks, she's looking for everything. I'm outside, I even walked the roof, I'm looking underneath. This thing was perfect. So we asked them the price. Price didn't look bad. I decided to look it up on the net, and I found out that they weren't way off the price for used ones. After a little bit of haggling, we decided we're going to buy it that day. So the next day, Rose and I brought it home, and the day after, we took it out for the first trip. Oh, were we excited. This thing was perfect. We got all new adventures coming to us, a whole new world. Now, we're spending our first night in the RV, having a great time, trying this out, trying that out. Everything looked perfect, having fun. You know how it is when you get a new toy. You have to put your mark on everything. That's what we were doing. First night was great. Second night, we started noticing a few things, but nothing major. We were loving this. After using it about 3 times, that's when we started noticing it. Rose and I have a little different sleeping habits. She normally goes to bed about an hour before I do. And that's where the fun begins. And you can't sleep, but your spouse is. Well, what do you think happens then? You can't turn on the TV. You can't turn on the radio. You can't turn on a bunch of lights. So you're stuck sitting down, looking in the darkness, looking out the window, just trying to keep yourself entertained a little bit. You can't go in and out because you're gonna wake your spouse up. That's where things got strange. And I'm sitting down eating, and then I found myself standing over her bed, watching her sleep. I think I may have creeped her out. I don't know why. Waking up to this mug, gotta be a beautiful thing. After only using it 5 times, we realized that not having a second bedroom was really not going to be for us. It's just not going to work. Not to enjoy yourselves. I mean, who wants to walk around in the dark and not be able to turn on a light or listen to a radio? Then Rose had mentioned that the first day that we went out looking at RVs, that she had saw one that she really liked, and it had a second bedroom. So we decided we were going to go out and start looking for this. We went everywhere, could not find it. Rose decided one day she was going to go back to a local RV dealer, and she looked at their RVs, could not find it, but the salesperson showed her a couple floor plans, and all of a sudden she says, "This is it. This is the one I was looking at." The salesperson explained that they didn't have one on the lot, but they were getting one in a couple days. So Rose went back a couple days later, saw this RV, and said, "That is the one I've been looking for all this time." Well, this is what happened. Yes, we bought our second RV in 5 months. After taking it out a couple of times, it was the right RV. It was just what we needed. It wasn't too large, it wasn't too small, and it had everything Rose would want. So our advice to all you newbies out there, just like we are, rent one first, borrow one. Do whatever it is you can do. It may not be the floor plan you're looking for, but at least you'll get an idea of the things you definitely don't want in an RV, or something that an RV has to have. Do yourself that one favor. Save yourself a whole bunch of headache and money. To all you veteran RVers, I'm sure you've run across several of us newbies that have been through the exact same thing. So Rose and I would love to share our journey, adventures, travels, and mistakes that we're going to make along the way. And trust me, there's going to be a few mistakes. If you're into RV travel, RV adventures, RV experiences, but first and foremost, having a laugh along the way, you've come to the right place. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, ring that bell, and first and foremost, leave a comment down below. Introduce yourselves and let us know what you've learned along the way. We would love to hear from you. See you next week.